Sounds good, Skew. Welcome back. Alright, so this is the same thing. Major difference should be obvious. Oh, you got a crit. Congratulations. Major difference, obviously, between this route and Xiao's at this point is that Xiao is not doing IST here. He's doing IST outside of the Kaiawan stable, whatever the fuck it is. Any brilliant insights so far? I don't know. We'll get to that. I'm kind of setting this up first. So we're breaking 5 slots, obviously. And doing the same kind of setup. And save reloading, blah blah blah. And we are not talking to Impa. And upgrading to stamina. And moving on. I don't know at this point, honestly, if upgrading stamina is worth it or not worth it. Like, it makes menuing really fucking clunky. So, like, especially if you fail something and need to back it up, you're making it even clunkier by having to menu to stamina food. I don't know if this amount of stamina is really even worth it either. Like, I don't know which splits it's going to be advantageous to have it for. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Like, obviously you're saving time by not upgrading more wheels. Maybe or no. So I don't know. Right, we are forgetting our own setup for getting skew. Sag. And losing a buttload of time. But not talking to Impa saved quite a bit of time, according to that gold anyway. You know, I think now I'm understanding. Yeah, now I get it. Earlier when we were talking about, or when we were measuring Aqua Coat, there was like a 40-second discrepancy in Zhao's splits. It's because for some reason his didn't have the Zelda cutscene, so I guess he just kept an old file. And yeah, and then you get the Divine Beasts cutscene, and that accounts for the issue. Alright, we are failing Laknaroki. Classic. What's your gold here? 136? Zhao has a 128. Wind bombing from a different spot. I think I've also gotten a 130 maybe, but I think that your splits are not fully optimized. I mean, that's not the only reason. No, it's just off cardinal. At least I think so. I couldn't tell you. It's been a while. Anyway. Yeah, I also do that. Is there a reason you shouldn't look back at the shrine in the middle of it? Because it shouldn't change anything, right? Do you not use a mini-map queue for that? Because the mini-map should tell you if you're in the right range. You do, but you scared. Anyway. I don't think there's really a lot to say about this one. 229 versus 214. That's probably just like a efficiency thing. Thank you, YouTube. Because he doesn't have to pick up wood. Because he gets wood in the forest before the IST part. Alright, we are failing the wind bomb. You don't super. He failed. He didn't get his intended thing either. And well, it's no updraft bings. That's the big issue. Also, I don't think that this one is worth it either. Thank you for using your Prime to avoid ads. I appreciate it. You buy ice arrows there. I think that's preferable, because because of the timing of where Xiao wants to do IST, he has to get ice arrows on plateau. And it wastes a lot of time. Also going here first. Not getting the spear. Oh, we're doing a oh, we're gonna do a buffered SCW here. If you say so. Is the ice block too far away? Or the ice block location? No fakely. Barely. Yeah, so actually let me back up here. Niaz, so you got a 225 without getting the spear. Or maybe you just beat that. I don't... No, you beat that by a lot. You got a 145 without getting the spear. I think 225 is with getting the spear. So what he did... Where's Daga? Yeah, Daga. Okay, so he got a 236 Daga Keek Infinity SCW, and it was fairly clean. There was no real issue with it. And that's his gold. I don't think his PB did that. Goose, whatever you're thinking of doing, please don't. Thanks for your service. So, and then 112 Nia's Yoma, which is about, I don't know, 20 seconds quicker. 25 seconds quicker than Daga Keek with the spear. So I think that technically it could save a little time, but not a lot. Anyway. So you're going for... Buffered. Barf. Barford. And what's the deal with this? Like, if you just, like... land normally on just off the shrine, it doesn't work, or what? I don't see why it would be any different than any other storage. Anyway. You have to look up. I almost always look up out of paranoia. Maybe. So you can land on the railing there, that's close enough. Anyway. Is that 128? Also, how do you put in your golds? I've always been confused by your splits. Do you just, like, manually put in golds? I see. So by your estimation, 128 is a solid buffered Daga Keek. Okay. So in theory, and this was what? Oops. Still not back far enough. That's too far. 220, no. That's not accurate either. 145, 146 or something. So if you do this, you could save around 10 seconds on this and about 30 to 40 on this. What are you saying? You don't plan on buying ice arrows, or what? Yeah. If it memory serves, his gold was like a 112, but that's probably not accurate. But also he's coming from Daga Keek, so it's not really comparable. Your timing is buffered saves around 40 and ISCW saves around 25. I don't know if that's quite right. Where is it in mine? Before this? Question mark? Okay, Goose. You're a chaos agent. Come here, little baby. Oh. All right, so I don't know where this would be. Okay, there it is. So my Daga Keek gold is a 144. Okay, I'm misremembering then. 241. Okay, so if my gold for Zora's Domain was 241, and probably not a great gold, it's probably similar to Xiao's ISCW, a time of 236, probably. His Nia's Yoma gold was 112, so that is at least 30 seconds quicker than this, so that saves about 30. So you said 25, so, you know, 25 to 30, who knows? Buffered could be about 15 seconds faster than Daga Keek with the spear, and Nia's Yoma buying ice arrows is about 30-ish. I don't know, man. So, to make a long story short, we all learned never to saber a bottle of Sprite at a bar mitzvah. Damn. I never would have known, Prince. Good one. Okay, anyway. Moving on. Oh wait, we don't need to watch me, because that's not important. Alright, so now you're kind of sacrificing some time on Sokofi, because Sokofi is very slow. Coming from this direction. What was Xiao's Sokofi? 142 with getting a metal bow. So it could be in the 130s if you don't get a metal bow, but I assume you're getting a metal bow. Shayota SCW makes it back. Or gives it up. $155. Movement here is garbage. You say so. The The issue that I've always found with this and testing Sokofi from Zora's Domain is that the loads are terrible. It's not so much the distance or the movement, it's that the game just pauses for whole seconds. Why are you not lining up straight? Like you're standing to the left of the bomb. Mad and trying to rush, I see. Just don't be mad, forehead. You can line the shield up dead on with it. So... Oops. You can be standing a few, like 5 inches more to the right. If left up to be more consistent, I would call that, and I'm saying this with all due respect, a bit of confirmation bias, because I never line up like this, and if I line up like this, it will fail for me. But that's just my personal experience. And I very rarely fail cutscene skips. Like, if I fail 1 per run, that's unusual. But what you're doing is you are making the circle bomb go off to the left instead of hitting you dead on. But you don't have to take my advice. Do whatever you want. Okay. Alright, so why is this movement bad? We got to the second spot. We did a wind bomb, and we did not go for the super. So their game freezes, freezes, freezes. I don't know what your issue is with this movement. Like, it looks like how it would normally look if you did that set of moves. Are you planning on doing something different? Wind bomb could be a bit faster. I think the issue is you don't... Well, you definitely don't want to super. If you super, you're going to get even longer pause loads. Weird champion. No metal bow. This BLSS personally offends me. Oh, also, I need to message Xiao and tell him don't ever go for this shield clip. Bad. Bad, Xiao. Bad. No. He lost world record on this one split. He got stuck trying to do the clip for like 40 seconds. And it was completely useless too. How much faster the shield clip first try? I don't know that it is faster, honestly. Like, I used to do the shield clip, and it's not like a great anecdotal evidence type thing, but I instantly started doing this faster, not doing the shield clip. Yeah, sure, but, you know. Everybody has issues with their runs everywhere. Like, he fails storage in places and gets packed back in the shrine. He voids the forest. He does the shield clip for no reason and loses a lot of time. Failed Windblight skip. Failed getting to Sanctum. You know, it's all over the place. Like his time losses are concentrated in like big chunks. Like everything else is like fairly close to gold. Even like difficult things like ISCWs. All right, what do we do after this? So what Xiao does here is... Oh, you do the BLSS, I remember. The Limb Cube BLSS. So Xiao goes to the shock arrows outside of the castle. And he also...
Are you German?
He also picks up bomb arrows for an interesting reason. One for Yanaga, which isn't so weird. But another is that he uses them to get into Tokayu, the Molduga shrine, by just like lighting the torches with splash damage. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know if it really justifies getting these bomb arrows necessarily, but I thought it was interesting. I wonder if you would skip these the bomb arrows optimally if you didn't really... I don't know. Is he saving on a fire? He does a different ISCW setup and gets thousands of them, so it's not a concern about the arrows themselves. He also... I'm not sure what you wanted to get from that, Buddha. He also freezes the Lizalfos because he has thousands of them, and gets shock arrows in the docks as well, and then wind bombs from an ice block at that shock arrow chest. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's just what Piston is doing. And what I would do is just fairies and speed elixir, breaking 5 slots. What Zhao does, it breaks 9 slots and gets thousands of normals, fire, ice, and also fairies and stamina food. It's an entirely different setup and done outside of a stable instead of in Kakariko. Yeah. So this is skipping bomb arrows and shock arrows, obviously. So 307. You thought you counted 10? It's either 9 or 10. I thought I counted 9. Anyway, more complicated. So I think, so that was a 307. I'm pretty sure... This probably has a fairly accurate... Sorry, one sec. Sasko Saw Gold. 333. Nice. 333. So saving 20 plus seconds to not get shock arrows or bomb arrows. And Xiao does get the Icer, or does get the Ancients. 324, similar. 5 isn't enough. Well, the way that I have been doing like the old route, and it's probably not going to be applicable to your route, is as long as I don't miss anything, it's fine. But I was also picking up a Thunder Spear inside of Shea Katha to transform Jelly instead of using arrows. And then throwing the Thunder Spear at the Moblin at the end to disarm him instead of using an arrow. So they were just enough as long as you don't mess up any transformations. Because you need one for Ki Hayug, one for Kima Zeus, one for Chuluna, and one to transform into yellow with an ISCW. What's up, Mia? So technically it was plenty, and Thunder Spear for insurance. And if you failed them, there are shock arrows on the way to Kima Zeus. Yeah, and Kima Zeus and Juluna are not damning to not be able to do. You just do the puzzle. They're fairly simple. Nice, Mia. We can skip ahead here. But the thing that you have to weigh, Piston, is that you lose around 40 seconds to shopping and cooking in Korok Forest. So it ends up kind of breaking out the same way if you get shock arrows in the overworld and armor versus cooking and shopping here. Like, it's not, one is not miles better than the other one, they're about the same. This is kind of interesting. He went to a tree route instead of chopping down this tree. I might look at that. I don't think it really ends up saving much time, though. It's just different. Less places to go, less mess up. Backup windmill, backflip? Not that one. Mine is undefeated. Alright, and we're going in here and buying and cooking. KO Roog, normal shit. And we have to run here to get this guy. So Xiao goes for Chew Jelly on the way to Miro Shaz, which I've done before. And I don't really love it because sometimes they load, sometimes they don't. They might load slower if you get the super from Sheirata. I'm not sure about that. But generally speaking, it's not RNG, they're static. Like, they drop out of a tree. But how fast they drop is slow sometimes. Just because this game sucks. But yeah, maybe it has more to do with the super. Here, I'll show you. Where is this? Yeah, and I think that I've tried picking up those chews in the forest before, and I didn't really like it because it's hard to tell where you are, as opposed to wind bombing from the traditional spot, and it ends up being really consistent. Ordinals are worse, true. Alright, so I can't read Chinese, so I don't know where we are. Alright, we're in the right spot. Never mind, I can read Chinese. Alright, here you go.
Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode. Yes. No, it's summer. Summer. So, I think that he messed up his wind bomb here. He wasn't planning on it being that slow. But did he go for a super at all? He did, so I'm not sure that he is aware either. It's a summer Click-Clockwood. So you come here, and there's like the last line of trees before the water is where they drop out of, right here. So it looks like he tries to mitigate that by menuing and dropping items, but they drop right there. So that's probably the answer, it's just mitigating it with pausing, which is not the worst solution ever. Okay. But yeah, that one's right on the way. It'll, you know, cost you 10 seconds or something. I'm not sure either. It may just get there, which is probably a good thing, because if you're waiting for enemies, like static enemies, to appear, getting there slower may be better than getting there faster. He also did kind of an interesting midair to get toward Kairama. Wait, why did you look back at the shrine there? I thought that was bad. Thanks for the info. Was it a mistake? Alright, so he does something kind of similar, but doesn't land. He just does a midair to go over this, which is quicker than what I would do, which is going around the mountain and doing a kind of semi-ordinal. You just wanted to see if the shrine was still there. And he did a chew jelly transformation there. No sign. Which makes sense, right? Kairama 224. It's probably placebo. Okay. So it's not necessarily accurate information that you can't look back at a shrine for infinity SCWs or it will mess it up. Yeah, this is piston again. You can notice by the splits. You can look back in a certain range. Alright. How the fuck did that go through? That looked like shit. It like didn't get any forward momentum, and the skew frame was like almost like completely vertical standing. Good job, Buddha. Everyone, you just got dunked on. I hope you're happy. Xiao does this too. He goes up to that higher ledge. You don't need to go up that high. What are you on about? Oh, Prince likes being dunked on. Never mind. When they succeed, I see. Alright, we're getting some wind bomb issues here. Here. Moakit. That should be good. Yeah. What's wrong? Miratari. I know, right? Here, do you need me to help? Do you need me to straighten this out for you? Here, let me help. There you go. Okay, so here you go. So there's this little rock, right? Mirror. And you can just wind bomb before you start burning. That's all. He plays with his mind. That's him. Yeah. That whole game has great music. Okay. It might be my favorite 2D. Looks like the button is interpreting second orca is just trying to get a word in. True. Square first, my love. Cross-stealing strat. You know that we're a community, right? No one owns any strats, right? We're all working together. Hello. Think your mind is a valid controller? We'll see. Alright, I assume we're just doing normal stuff here. That was an ambitious buffer right there. Leaderboard mod? I think Bings might be one. Bings can report me. Okay. We never complete the game. Shout out to HHD. True, true. 117. Tom Wool. Same. Alright, so midair versus landing ends up being about the same. Exactly, Bings. We are not competitors or rivals. Which is why I'm doing this publicly for you all. Smile. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I learned something kind of fun here. So a backup that we've all been doing since wall jump was discovered. Oh, here. Piston, you're going to do the wall jump, right? You can just do the bomb over strat, like shield jump, bomb over. That's what Jiao does. And I was like, huh. Yep, pretty much. And I'm only considering that because I suck at wall jump. I.e., I don't really get it, how it works. Only you can beat Rawr. Yeah. Did he do that too? That's kind of cool. You gonna go take a nap? Okay, Roxanne. I'll be here. Love you. Yay! Zkasho lag stops. Yay! Side hop camera turn. Oh, do you want to see what I do? I actually really like what I do. So this is what I do, and you won't really see it here necessarily, which is why if you're racing. But what you do is as you enter the shrine and skip the cutscene, buffer your angle to the right, like as close to do right as you can. So that you can just automatically target. And then put your feet on the edge of the kind of tan part here. And then just backflip. That's what I do. I do that in Gihara as well. So you just buffer the angle and then place your feet. It works especially nice with a notched controller, which I tried for a bit, but my notched controller for that Procon is kind of old, so it wasn't really helping me. And the shell might be kind of fucked up, so the D-pad would stick down a little bit sometimes. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see anything very relevant in this final Akala section, because it's going to be kind of normal shit. $140. $143. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to like see what's directly left or right on when you're on top of a peg, because there's no like good visual cue. So I find that I'm usually a bit off. And also it's just a hard wind bomb. Really enjoy how Breath of the Wild speedruns are just centered around Link getting the shit beat out of him. Us too! He deserves it. Target a bit right at the peg in front of me. Yeah, I think that's generally right. And it's misleading because you would think you would aim at the peg directly, but the throw aim is a bit off right or a bit off left. Also, check out some this is not, don't check that out. Oh, we have to show the vibe again so we don't scare anybody. Kamale, no. Look at this. I don't know if this is really gonna save time optimally, and I might mess it up here. But you stand on this raised part here, aim pretty much ordinal, but with the right edge of the reticle on this line. Okay. And then delay. And you go right to the thing. I don't know how much time that would actually save, but, you know, there that is. Nice, super. Anyway. Because having to get past the wind and then deal with the wind in that area can be a little annoying. I want to see... Oh, what are we doing? Oh, we don't want to do a wind bomb, huh? Fair enough. 204. I think that's roughly the same of a kind of gold I got. 207 from Xiao. How bad is that step up spot? 204 was a super. Okay. It's inconsistent, so I get this. We're stepping on a guardian. So I've been kind of doing this BLSS a little bit wonky. And it looks like you and Xiao do it similarly, but I've been standing a lot more perpendicular to it and not aiming as far to the right. So I can readjust that. It looked mostly okay, the way you did it. I don't think it was problematic. More perpendicular, like in line with the edge of it, or like this? Because what Xiao does is it goes like kind of off at an angle. Let me show you if I can find it. Where the fuck is he? Oh, here we're losing a lot of time. Not there. Too far. Lucky more in line with it. I think I've been having issues doing that, and I think that's the issue, is that it's you don't need to walk in a straight line with it. So here you go. So this is almost like a 45-degree angle, and walking into it with bow aim. But he does wiggle. I've also been slow walking to it, and I think that has an issue with making Link face the right direction, because if you kind of like shift it all in your walk, then it will change how he approaches it, and that can lead to it going poorly. It needs to be a pretty straight walk, otherwise you may not get a step up at all. He also did an interesting Katosa Og here. Like he kind of insisted on stopping early and doing mid-air turns. Yeah, we all do this very differently. Oh, we're still vibing. Whoops. Sorry. No vibe for you. Not while I'm here. I do a turn initially, midair, land on the pillars and ordinal or cardinal. Xiao does like 3 midair turns or something. Which I think is also different than how Johnny used to do it as well. And he, well, no, I think Tay was the first to start doing it that way. I don't know how good he ever got with it. It was a long time ago. You learned from Johnny. There you go. As did I. Yeah. At least he attempts to. Sometimes you don't get quite the right angle and the wind can push it around a lot and it ends up being a little screwy. Which is why I stopped mid-airing the whole way. Also, I don't know why, but Xiao does not do the ice block wind bombs here. He does... Oh, you do too. What's my gold here? That's too far. You never land it? It's just a turn. Nothing to it. Not quite the same. It's only a 2. Similar. Huh. Did I ever gold that at all? Sort of. Yeah, you don't even like
Not quite the same.
start with a different angle. You just walk straight. You don't even turn.
Use those to.
Anyway. Interesting things. The only thing that can really go wrong with it is if you start wind bombing too fast and the block is still moving up or moving at all, and it pushes your wind bombs out of alignment, or your burst bomb out of alignment. That can be the only big issue. All right, we're going back up here. Terminal. Turn wind bomb. We all put the thing in a different spot. I put the barrel. Who did I learn this from? I might have learned it from Bing's. I put the barrel here in this small square. Xiao puts it here in this big square, and you put it here. I find that if I go in that small square and put the reticle on this line and don't do a crazy fast wind bomb, like kind of delay it slightly, I usually ragdoll up there. And yes, as I just said, he's probably on a delay now. Okay. So no super, which, you know, doesn't necessarily matter. And we do ricochet. As far as I can tell, aiming at that spot and delaying dropping square for like half a stamina wheel is the most consistent Shoraha strat. It is not the fastest, I don't think, but it is the most consistent of all the ones that I've seen and tried, I think. Also, Xiao, he wiggles off of the elevator here. And I'm not exactly sure why, because he struggled with this for a while. He lost like 40 seconds. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. He lost like 40 seconds not being able to step up. And I don't know if that's just a... You need to be kind of specific when it comes to doing a step up out of the elevator in that cave or what, but yeah. Oh, also his skew setup is fucking crazy. I want to show that really quick since more Breath of the Wild people are here. I'm kind of perplexed at it. So you do like an alignment side hop and try to get into a certain spot and clip it into it like magnesis. The elevator's fine, but you have trouble setting up all burning. Oh, maybe it's the burning that's the issue. Watch this. Not that. Watch this. Here? Okay. So BLSS, we are struggling, we are struggling, we are struggling, we are struggling, we are wiggling. The nice thing about the elevator, though, is that you can easily go over that gap, so I don't know. It also looks like he goes to a different spot than you do. He goes to this, like, rock pile, which is, I believe, something you used to do. You go to the club a lot, Miratari? Alright, watch this. So, I don't know what he's exactly looking at. We would need to ask him. But he appears to put his feet in a semi-non-specific spot. And then lines up the camera, either like the mini-map in a certain way, like going in line here, or with putting it in line with these dots, or something. He's a Chinese runner, and he doesn't stream on Twitch because it's, I guess, blacked out in China. So he streams on Bilibili. But he is, I guess, third now, but yesterday he got world record, and then 2 other people got slightly better times. But he's from China. So he lines up here in a seemingly non-specific spot. Oh, and does a delayed shield jump. And just hits a spot and kind of lines up specifically there and goes through. Like, what? Huh? What is this non-setup bullshit? Please. Don't do this to me. Anyway. And also his gold there is nutty. Like, yours is a 157, and you had a couple issues on the wiggle, but you're going to be near gold. And his gold is 148 with that, apparently. Gorator, ooh, fuck. Yeah, take that, chest. I kind of like my setup for an ESC. It is slower and an ESC, but I think I have it labbed down to a pretty fine detail. Let's review. It's my stream. Where is it? Tutsuwa. I've already done it, apparently. Did you figure out the Toyasa trigger? No. I did not know. But I am confused by what I saw there. I thought that was Bing's, I don't know. I don't know why, Silly Cat would have a setup for that. He doesn't, do much stuff like that. He's a glitch hunter. It's good, isn't it? Well, you can get it by subscribing to The Tallest Thomas on twitch.tv. Alright, so I go over to these rocks next to the archway, and I put Link's foot on a dark spot right here. Like go into shield aim, or a shield walk, and put my right foot on that dark spot. And then aim the reticle at the right side, or like in the middle part of where this kind of like decoration meets the black part of the metal. Neutral shield top. And then get the ESC forehead. Free, he says. Oh, and we're golding. 159. That's fine. I'm actually getting paid by whatever that was. Not really. Okay. Twin brother Orchrist. Alright, so normal stuff here. Not getting armor because we're doing attack up food at the end of the run. Question for someone who, say, runs hundo. Do outfits make you run slower, or is that a false observation? Alright, we're going to down a... It looks like it's not going so great. And we're getting fucking down A. No, we're not! You just play better when you're naked? I see, that's why you don't do a webcam. You never noticed such a thing? It's probably just placebo. I've always thought that, like, you know, certain kinds of pants... he runs slower, or if he's wearing certain clothing or certain armor, he's running slower. But, you know, we would need some kind of, like, movement speed tracker to actually determine that, instead of just anecdotal. You've heard it's true for swimming. Interesting. Alright, we're doing normal stuff here, and then in WoW, all the mounts run at the same speed, but because some mounts are bigger, they appear to be running slower than smaller mounts. Huh. Okay. Don't watch the next split. I got a better idea. We're gonna watch it at 0.25 speed. And let it sink in. What's up, Katie? How's this piston? All right. All right, so we're doing the thing. Oh, that's too bad. I mean, at this point, just wind bomb. So we're losing 14, 15, 16 seconds theoretically to that. We're going up the mountain. This is all normal. Okay. And this is also, I assume, pretty normal. Your gold is 205, his is 208. Probably what's accounting for that is SCW technique. Actually, I want to... Oops. I want to look at your aiming spot. So this is one of the bigger takeaways that I've had from watching this and watching Xiao is... So you aim there and you stand there with the reticle kind of above the bottom of the Sheikah logo, I guess. I, at least in this video, am probably aiming more like here, so a lot further back. And I've switched to aiming like up here, even. And Xiao is way over here. Let's see if we can get a freeze frame of it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so look at the difference in standing position. So you're way up there, he's way down there. What I've kind of learned from this is if you're this far away, it doesn't necessarily affect whether or not you're going to get pulled into the shrine cutscene or get the wall jump. The issue is the timing of the fall damage cancel. So if you are kind of like what I've been doing, which is standing more over here, oops, and or even more like here, you're shortening the window in which you need to do a fall damage cancel in order to make this work. Because if you don't, and you don't like time it correctly, then you're not going to get the wall jump and you're going to get pulled in. So the further to the right you stand, the more you can delay your fall damage cancel. Because look how short, or sorry, look how delayed his shield unequip is compared to yours. Now let's look at yours. Much quicker. Sure. Like just from like a learning perspective for anybody who is trying to do SCW and having issues with it. Trying to find a standing position that works well with whatever your hands are going to do most comfortably is important. And I think that part of my insecurity with, or my lack of confidence with getting storage has had to do with making my frame window too short and shorter than it needs to be to make the trick work. Because you can make storage work from all sorts of different standing positions and aiming spots and angles and timings. So anyway, we're doing the thing. Also, I want to know, Piston, where did you learn that? The dropping the item with magnesis. I saw you do it, but I don't know where you got it from. Isn't that a known thing? I didn't know it until I saw you do it, and I've done it, and people are like, wait, what the fuck did you just do? Yeah. I know what it does. I'm just wondering where you got it from. Doesn't seem super well known. You don't know where you got it from. Must have been known for a long time. Okay. I don't know what other context you would use it besides this, like for any of the glitches that we do. You saw from Swiffy's Gold Rush? Okay. Maybe that's where Piston saw it. But it doesn't seem boomerang curse? For dropping in bananas and Koroks. Ah, yeah. That's what I was going to say. Is like it's probably kind of useful for insta-dropping items instead of like trying to line it up. Because it's fairly consistent, yeah. But you have to at least like make sure that you have enough space to shoot the magnesis, because if you, I guess, bonk the laser against an item, then it doesn't work. Alright, 122. Korgu Muwo 123. Also, Xiao doesn't look up at all. Is it just lag reduction that you're worried about? Like he looks where he's going. And we fail the wind bomb because this game is good. I think I'm always going to do square there. The possibility to fail with a circle first is just too high. Oh, Xiao had something very sad happen here. He tried to, that's an interesting spot. No turn either. Huh. $132, $131. I feel like it would be easier to get a super launch from this, but that speed itself would probably lead to a lag stop. But coming from, so the other spot that, you know, I have done and others have done is down here, but you often don't get enough clearance to try to get a super, or you don't have enough like overall speed at this spot here to try and get lag, so that could be useful. Ooh, this is another one. He goes on the left pillar, on the left peg, and aims a bit further right than this setup, and slides a lot further, so less running. So I was like, huh, that's smart. But his aiming spot is jump left pillar and aim like here-ish on the left side of this scale. Or scale platform, whatever you want to call it. I've been having issues jumping onto the right one where I bonk the wall and don't go very far, or I get stuck in some little crevice, which obviously loses time. Normal stuff. Okay. And then what are we doing after this? We're warping and going to Shaka Tatone. So this is what I don't understand from these routes, is why are we using Jitan Sami to go here? This is actually very useful. Why are we using Jitan Sami to travel a distance of 4.5 kilometers, 3.12 kilometers or whatever? Why are we using those and not Kotakar? Is Kotakar not much closer? 4.5. So that's a similar distance, and this is further. That's actually surprising. I didn't really look at a map, but it feels like Jitan Sami is way further away than Kotakar is, but that's just not true. Distance-wise, they're different, and you wouldn't be able to BLSS directly to these locations from Kotakar. Huh, okay. And shorter distance, apparently, overall, between those two, anyway. It's over 4 kilometers from Katakar, both of them. Alright, so are we using 326, 253? How is this so much faster? Is that your old Saab or your old one? And you golded here? Wait, did I note the I think I did. 1 second. And that's not the page I want. 201. Okay, let's time the movement really quick. Difference of a warp? Nope, they both warp. Oh, yeah, Pistons isn't including a warp because he is the only person in the world who isolates warps. So... Okay. Okay, so there shouldn't be a much of a difference because it's... You gotta remember to warp. Fine. You can just write it on the split. Like that's what he says. He does. He just writes warp here. Okay, anyway. So 33 plus 15. It gets chopped off. I suppose it is easier for his because of Chinese characters. That's nice. Imagine having a functional language. Anyway. So yeah, they shouldn't be that different. So what did I say it was? Like... "15 seconds plus 33, 47 seconds. Airport codes? Exactly. Like 47 seconds from cage break of previous shrine warp, including getting there and starting. I don't know. This is too complicated for my brain. We'll just go 33 plus 253. And apparently you gold, but what do you... You must transform jelly. And you gold by what? It's probably like 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds. So 51 plus 33. So it should be more or less the same. And I think he loses technically a little bit of time on Infinity SCWs to scanning Amiibo. Maybe? I don't know. That's hard to say, because I guess you got a menu and put an item down, but sometimes your Amiibos don't scan, sometimes you don't line up where you want to go, or sometimes the chest falls on your head and knocks you off what you're doing. Alright, so this should be fairly normal. What's scary? Going out around the right side. Bad. Just kidding. The chest, why knocking you off course. Or off your position. Okay, because like obviously you don't want to wait. Yeah. we're losing time here. And we got some wind bomb shenanigans, but a good backup. We're doing the ascend method, which I think I'm not gonna do anymore. I hate this strat, man. I hate this strat. It's so inconsistent, and I don't know why. Sometimes Link stumbles off the block, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes going a straight line is good, sometimes it's not. It's just painful. Alright, I assume we're going to Yanaga, or not Yanaga, Moglatan. And we're doing Canal Wind Bomb, because we like to suffer apparently. And having to do this as a backup. Alright, and then we're wiggling to Kiha, obviously. 216. I think best I've gotten with BTB is like a 205. For what it's worth. Alright, nothing weird there. Cut to car, we're gonna wiggle. And we're using the Forest Dweller bow. That shouldn't change anything, right? Multi-shot bow on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For obvious reasons. Multi-shot doesn't make a difference, yeah. Yeah, I know what those reasons are. Yep. Obvious to me. You didn't pick up a metal bow, right? So you don't have any backup. It's your only one-shot bow. Nice goaltender move. Sheemduggos. Oh, sure. Yeah, you don't pick up a third bow. I think like if you did break your traveler's bow, you could just pick up the knight's bow on the Kato Wawai guy. That wouldn't be so bad. But also alright, so we're doing our wiggling. Oh, we'll see it, don't worry. Setting up here, huh? Thank you, Chew Jelly. Okay. 207. Getting another shield, I guess. Just for durability's sake on storage. I want to see this. 'Cause I'm going to start doing this at some point, but like, I hate it. It's not that bad, actually. It's just... I think I started doing it when I was like still kind of fresh to BLSS, and I just didn't like it. Well, that really doesn't need to be that hard to steer around at all, does it? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you just need to like know where you do re-aim. Yeah, that's important to re-aim. Okay. So yeah, this is where Xiao uses bomb arrows to light the torches with splash damage, and I never really like considered it, but I was like, huh, that's smart. It would be possible with this route, like if you're doing Shiota. Oh yeah, are you doing Shiota SCW in this or no? You did? Okay, it just must be later. Do, 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 do. Oh wait, you distract him? You do not distract him. How likely is it you're gonna get Molduga here? Never? Why never? He can't hear you near the rock? He can't hit you near the rock. Why? He always spawns in the same spot. That's weird. Okay. Well, if you say so. I hope to be the first to get owned by him. Assume the rock is in the way. 141. Oh, you haven't done Tawajin yet. You're gonna go back later, I guess. Kano, Dakota, Havakoth 150. Oh, your gold is a lot quicker than his for some reason. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Now we're going to what? Finish this side of the map. Yeah, I'm definitely not thinking that Sumasama is a good one. It doesn't save any time. At least in his run, it doesn't save any time. It loses time. Yeah. Well, at least like what you have to do with it. Like... if you don't get armor, the Dealamags kind of even out to be about the same, but Sumasama itself is not quick. It's slower. Well, at least compared to like doing the split well. You can obviously be slower if you fuck up. That's unfortunate. Alright, so you go to a spot up here. Yeah, seems like it. Alright, let's see how we execute inside the shrine, shall we? I think it's your alignment. Like, from what I know of square first wind bombs, misaligning square and circle, like offsetting them that way, I think that the square bomb has a different blast hitbox than the circle one does. And obviously the circle one colliding with you isn't the same. So offsetting them like that, I don't think that is a great idea. You don't fully turn 180. I feel like that would be harder to see what angle you're supposed to do that way. Like, let's see. Let's look at an example really quick. Well, we got the next shrine. It's a test of strength. So is that like you just have to do it really quickly before the game has a chance to grab you? Like, not that I'm uncomfortable with what I do, it's just kind of funny. You haven't gotten grabbed? Huh. Doesn't really make sense. Okay, so look at this. On the floor, you have this line. What I try to do is I try to place the square bomb on that line so that it gives you a cue. So you have that cue on the other side of what to jump onto to align yourself, and for what to aim at when you are flipping around backwards. So you always have that straight line to deal with instead of trying to go at an offset. Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, you don't need to, like, eyeball it. Like, the game just gives it to you. Well, that's a fairly minimal time loss to that being kind of bad. So, GG. Alright, so we're going over here. Do 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 do. Alright, we're doing a it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just aiming to that direction. Alright. Turn wind bomb. That might be a useful spot to do it from, because sometimes the terminal can mess me up. And I assume that we're going to do the quick one. Which, anyone looking to do that strat? What's up, Matt? Anyone looking to do that strat in Kano, you have to drop circle kind of early and instant drop and detonate, otherwise it won't work. If you take your time with it, or do like a regular front top, it won't work. So you have to be early and fast on your inputs. Alright, so a 304 would mean setting a fire, which we're gonna do in a bit. Playing the video is be lurky. Thank you. I will enjoy it as best I can. Alright, so we're lining up over here. I think I've done this before. I think overall it's loses. Yeah. I assume that was not intentional, that you meant to go the whole way. I think overall it would lose time to a midair, but the midair can be screwy, so I don't blame you at all for that. Yeah, the midair is something. Let's see what that ends up costing. It ends up costing about 8 seconds. Which sounds about right. Now, do you do... You do. I don't know who came up with this spot, but this seems a bit quicker than... Okay, well, if the game will cooperate, it would be quicker than going nearer to the hands of the statue. But that's what Jiao did as well. I'm not sure who came up with that spot, but that looks good. It's also a bit touted. Okay. Well, it's I guess Tao updated his setup then, because he initially, I think, was going near the hands, and that's where I learned it from, but I never saw him do anything different. Oh, we're ESCing because we hate our lives. Seems cool. What's I don't mean any of this. Like I'm just being a shitter. I don't mean any of this personally. Where are we? Ishto Mise 132. So how does that compare? Like obviously we lost a ton of time. Yeah, exactly. Except for doing Magnesis clip on Mise Suma is free. Mostly. I failed it before. I've lost a lot of time or runs there before, but it was more rust than setup issues. Yeah. It's just aiming position and like skew choice spots. I think that it is consistent enough that as long as you shield jump onto the same spot and at the right angle, there shouldn't be an issue. Same as any other plateau clip. But anyway. This is a slightly different path, but it's, you know, gonna achieve the same thing. All right. Oh no, he forgot the armor, no! 227. Dila, Suma, 238. So he's losing on that 10 seconds to at least a 227 gold. But I'm sure both could be improved. So it's kind of, you know, apples and oranges. Well, not even apples and oranges. I think that it, in the end, will be slower to infinity SCW this. Which is, I guess, sort of surprising. I wonder actually if trying to infinity SCW this from Jitan Sami would be better, honestly. Because what Xiao did to get this from Katakar is he had to do like 3 wind bombs to get to a higher position, to get over the mountain and to Sumasama. I assume Sumasama and Jitan are at relatively similar. 2 is enough. I'm sure it is. I'm just recounting what I remember him doing. But we figured out a path when testing Rakazun Zone. Well, yeah, but that's before we knew that Jitan Sami was infinity as well, right? Anyway, so in a straight line, they're 2.78 kilometers from each other, roughly. And Jitan is, with a better BLSS spot, is 5.7. So it's almost double. But with BLSS speed, I don't know. And since it's also not working, this Infinity SCW working in rhythm with any other branch, you're going to be warping there anyway. But, you know, whatever. But it also doesn't seem like, you know, you Infinity SCW from Jitan to Shaka. Like, this isn't that much further. Shaka is very close, maybe 20 seconds apart. What? From Ko versus Jitan. Yeah. Katakar is slightly slower. Their distance, straight line anyway, is 4.12 versus 4.57. So it's closer, but it's slower by 15 to 20 seconds. But I'm saying Shaka isn't that much further from Jitan Sami than from Shaka. Sumasama isn't that much further from Jitan Sami than Shaka Totone is. So I wonder if going here with a cleaner line of sight would be better. I don't know. This doesn't have any way of like showing elevation. I kind of just go off of like how light and dark things are. They look similar, but as far as I know, Jitan is second highest point on the map, right? I believe so. Anyway. That still doesn't solve the issue of Ishtoso and Dilamag, which is what I've always hated about routing that part of the map. Like even like doing what we're doing here, wind bombing up from Dilamag sucks. Like I hate it. But it's better than going to Sumasama first and then warping back up the mountain, you know? I'd add shrine elevations. Let's just count the topography. If it'll be clear enough. Yeah, okay, here we have sea level. Okay, everybody. We got the sea level. The next topography line is 10 feet. No, my method's better. Center map show all inputs. all objects in map input. Huh? Oh god, don't do that. How do I make this not happen to me? Anyway, moving on. So there shouldn't be anything weird here. 109. Okay, so you're losing... He's losing a ton of time to something very simple here on Ishtoso. 10 seconds in a split that's only a minute 10 long in the first place is kind of stupid. Like, that's only like, you know, 40 seconds of gameplay. So here's where he's losing time. You're able to just step onto the shrine and do a wind bomb, right? He has to shield surf away to find a spot to do it, to get away. And that costs 10 seconds, apparently. That's, fun. Anyway, moving on. Now we're doing the Shiota stuff. Where is his Shiota? 213, so he apparently messed this up quite a bit. Oh, he dropped the BLSS, I think, and had to wind bomb there. So I don't think that I had an accurate timing for his Shiota. Okay. Oh, but you're also not factoring in the warp. So that's what, 33 seconds on top? Never mind, it's normal. Is gold. Always got to remember that piston doesn't factor the warps. 33 seconds plus 149, so maybe yours could be improved? I don't know. This is gonna gold. Maybe a little trigger happy there. A little trigger happy there. But, you know, whatever. It's all relative. So maybe 145 plus 33 to 18-ish. So yeah, it's similar. So it looks like he has gotten a decent split at it so far, but his PB tanked that split pretty badly. Also, this is fun. I don't know whose movement this is, but I wonder how it compares to some of the wind bomb stuff I've come up with. This is one to look at in timing comparisons. You haven't gotten a clean one of this or wind bombs? The BLSS. Oh, okay. Like pushing the bomb around on you. I see. His apparently is also a 133. So maybe that's an issue. I know a spot, like basically after you leave the shrine, you do kind of an off cardinal wind bomb toward the enemy camp skull nearby. And there's a specific spot where the wind stops, like the crosswind stops pushing around, and then you can do a turn wind bomb from there and get most of the way and then do a midair. Is it great? I don't know. But I don't know how, and also don't know how it compares timing wise. Also, I have a question. Do all these Infinity SCWs make the run feel really clunky? Because, like, you know, I love storage and BLSS as much as the next guy, but it doesn't look fun. Like, this isn't terribly interesting to watch or do, in my experience. Like, it's just like a side hop, and then a wiggle, and then scanning or reading a sign, or pause buffering an arrow shot, and then magic happens, and then you're in a blessing shrine. I don't know. Mostly just whining. So I don't know if you looked at this before, but Xiao does a BLSS here that seems fairly smooth. I know that you don't love this movement very much, but he kind of like wiggles around these mountains. And it looks like you got a 140 gold. It's too Monkasteer for you? Huh. I honestly don't know at all where this would be. There's no like rhyme or reason to where things are. It's just kind of like they are somewhere. Tawajin. Okay. So it looks like he's got a 136 gold on this. I don't know how it went in PB. I don't remember what was possible with wind bomb paths. I feel like Johnny had a pretty good Toto saw back in the day. Yeah, 133. That's pretty good though. Do. Yeah, from Camerog. So that, I mean, that's a fine comparison in my opinion. Like comparable to get what you need out of it. Um, 136. Yeah, that's very comparable. Okay. It's nice to not lose much time there, since you, like, lose about, I don't know, 20 seconds going to Mayamagana from... Oh, we are saying no thank you to the wind bomb here, huh? No thank you. Uh-oh. Yep, pillar. Yep, Breath of the Wild. Yep, shield clip. Yep, shield clip. Yep, shield clip. Pange. I wasn't really paying attention what happened to precipitate this. Was this the plan? Or did the ricochet just not go well? No, this is the plan. You meant to do this. I understand. Oh, you were trying to do the wind bomb spot. Okay, you just don't like the ricochet. That makes sense. And we are a proponent of the BLSS method, yes. Inside Reedy. Again, can't blame you. Is a 117 gold with a BLSS? Seems kind of hard. Probably not, yeah. I think the very best I've ever done on Reedy, getting very lucky, is about a 112 or something. But that means a lot has to go right, and it's not going to. 102. Thank you, Fizzy. It's moving along. I'm not almost done. We still have another hour left in this run, but we're getting close. I don't think I'm not gonna study Player 5's run today. Maybe we'll do it another time. But this is taking a lot longer than I thought. I actually, up until this morning, was not planning on doing all of this today. I was only going to look at Xiao's. But then, you know, 2 other people decided to get a world record caliber time in the same 24 hours somehow. So, plans change. But I planned for a bit more than I think was possible. Looking at 3 full All Shrines runs in one day is the delicate way to put it. Stupid? Stupid. Yeah. All right, we're going to Kukanata. I did note the travel time between Kukanata and Shodasa, just for posterity's sake, comparing to the Dragon being gone or being removed. I don't think you'd need to unequip the hammer there, because the thunderstorm is already gone. But maybe you're doing that for a different reason. No, just being careful, it seems. Don't do a turn wind bomb. Don't do it, man. Don't do it, man. Aw, you did it. Xiao did that and went into the, I guess, corridor, you could say. Square. Square first. Just walk to the edge and do a square first. And to a similar spot as this. Like, similar to here. Maybe a bit more to the left, but walk to the water. You do canal, basically. Yeah. Doing delayed detonation, off cardinal, no turn. That seems like it would have decent results. I can't imagine loving the canal wind bomb so much that you want to do it more times. That's impressive. All right, and we're wiggling. We're wiggling. Shoda. Shayuto 124. Talabbed it for you when you were doing MSR and found it quite good. Nice. Yeah, the delayed detonations, or like alternating your detonation times, is one aspect of like refining wind bombs that I actually find most interesting. Like, one of my favorite wind bombs to do is very slightly off cardinal delayed bullet time and a very minor turn back to cardinal and delay the detonation. And you get like super launch speed. It's one of my favorite wind bombs to do. It's very satisfying. And I think it could have some applications in certain shrines, like, you know, Re to He. But, yeah. Alright, now we're doing Sheikatha. Another one of our one-offs. Sheikatha 248, but not including the warps of like a 33 seconds, like a 240. So, similar. You do that for Ruko Mag and love seeing Link blasted in the black wall like a bone cruncher. That's a good idea for that one. I do a square first in there sometimes, and it sometimes works. As long as I drop the bomb early. The first one. Oops. Alright, and we're landing here. So you're setting up in the exact same spot, which is interesting. As Xiao does, so clearly been chatting about where to land and where to do it and stuff. Coordinating a bit. Alright, we do a clunky ass one-off warp and SCW, which just feels so bad. There was no coordination. You guys just found the exact same spot to land in. Alright, fair enough. You say so. Circle of flat ground. Fair enough. Very funny coincidence. Since, you know, you could just go the whole way and land outside the pond. Exactly, Fizzy. Is this the... No. I think he does this a lot later. Right here. 226 plus warp, so the same. So what you do... Back it up. 30, so 223 maybe. You go up here to this spot and do a turn to the bridge and do a BLSS from there, whereas Xiao runs to this spot and BLSS from there, but they seem to factor out to be roughly the same. Which I believe that's... No. I think you do the exact same thing for Juluna. Wind bomb to that spot. Or maybe you walk, I don't know. We'll find out. Alright. Normal stuff. Normal stuff. I didn't really put any thought into whether or not this Toyasa is worth it. Because, let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Let's see. So he got a 208 Dune Batog, which I believe is like I believe that's like 30 seconds slower than Dunbatog from Toyasa. And Toyasa 228. I think a really good Toyasa could be a low 30X. So I don't know if this really saves any time. This one. And I still don't understand what triggered the elevator. So here, let me show you guys. This is kind of unusual if no one's seen this yet, or if you haven't seen it yet. You also got auto trigger? What's triggering it? Oh wait, I think I was in the right spot and I actually went too far. Oh, we have numbers to go with. Dunba to 90. Okay. So we're in the right spot. Okay, so check this out. He's already come to this area to do the standard cutscene. Nice cloud. The standard, like, this is what the quest is cutscene. But he lands and it immediately happens. What? Very confused. Because, like, as far as I know, if you leave Toyasa and come back after without finishing the quest, there's no more text boxes or anything. Race condition? I have no idea. Very strange. Anyway. Pretty normal stuff. Yeah, 311. But anyway. I think that, Toyasa SCW might save 10 seconds just based on this. Like, if a 311 is like the best, let's answer that question. Where would Toyasa be? Near the end? Goretor, Tokuomo, Tutsuwa, Jitan. Ugh. Ishto, Mija. Here we go. 316, 315. Yeah, 311 probably pretty fast. Probably. So, you know, 10 seconds. Thanks for the follow. All right. Yeah, you got a 131 apparently. What's your path? This is not quite what I do. Oh, you go this way. I'm not sure what mine is. Gold. Let's see. It's near the end. A bit further. Too far. Dunba. 135. Okay. So yeah, 10 seconds. Something like that. Can't say it's really worth it. Especially, you know, any kind of shenanigans can happen. What are we doing now? We're going up to Tina Kosa and struggling. What were the... what was the warp? 33. Fake rain match, true. So, just barely under sub 2 in theory. Tina Kosa. Alright, so downhill to Ka-Okeo. And then Ka-Okeo does what it does best. It is kind of crazy how easy it is to lose time in this game, you know? So 33 seconds... And then we're gonna get, we gotta wait on a fire, and then we have to... Wait, where are you isolating the cutscene? Or are we just putting that in Burrito Nog? Yep, eat fairy. So we're gonna get the, this is what a Divine Beast is cutscene now. So we're putting this here, 234. Burrito 138 versus 234, so it's like a whole minute. Go to the bathroom here. That's smart. Alright, Vulota. We're getting a weird wind bomb. Because could have been gold by more. Looks like a successful storage. We're doing the mushroom. That screwy mushroom. And Shawarvo, which should be normal. Oh, it was sad. Xiao lost like 30 seconds here to wind bombs being like, I don't work anymore. He like lag stopped, and then mid-air lag stopped, and then lag stopped again, and then they worked. It was like, here's 30 seconds. Enjoy. You will never get that time back. Yep. Breath of the Wild, yep. It's so weird. Like, I feel like there has to be a reason for it. Like, there's something like ragdoll, like stored ragdoll collision, like from a previous load that carries over to a wind bomb, and it's just like, yeah, you're ragdolling too much. I don't know. And that feels like a conspiracy theory. It is. But it's just so strange sometimes. I don't get it. Super that thing, man. Turn around and super it. Gotta get that gold. Oh, and we're getting hecked. No, we're not. Alright, Mazo. What's our Mazo gold? 222? Where's Mazo? 218. Xiao actually has a kind of a crazy Mazo gold. And it's more modeled after what Bings used to do. Or still does, I'm not sure. Or would do. But it's different than what I do. Mostly because I didn't like that little mountain peak. And this is more what I do. Going up to the top of this mountain a bit higher than I go. I try to make sure that I'm doing a wind bomb immediately. And then, yeah, I also do a midair here. Yeah. He lands... Oops. What I saw was kind of interesting is... Xiao lands on this peak here, but not on the top hump like we used to, just kind of like lower down a little bit on a better ledge, and it looked kind of nice. I might take a look at it later. The most realistic explanation I can come up with is that trying to recover from those makes us rush or tighten up in our timing, which cascades into more of the same. Yeah, I think that a certain element of rushing when something like that happens can happen, because any failed wind bomb without bombs plus is going to cost you 10 seconds of like rolling around on the ground, waiting for the bomb to recharge, setting up in a spot, re-aiming, and re-executing. So that kind of like thing in your head being like, you're already fucking up and losing a lot of time, you have to do more, can be a little frustrating or a little bit exacerbating to the situation. Baby kitty. Little kitty. Let's look at that wind bomb again. So I would say there, Piston, you were much straighter than you were left than you typically are. Like you were a bit more to the right and straight on. And aiming a bit more straight as well, like less to the left. But that's just my observation. Also, left pillar, gross. Left pillar, bad pillar. Bad pillar. Go in timeout, left pillar. You know what you did. 141. Yeah, 138. I'm not sure how he's pulled off a 138. And this is where the spot I go to. That should be easy, Buddha, because we're not stuck in the pillar. Left pillar gang cannot rise up because they are currently still stuck in the pillar. We're doing a mid-air chain. Yeah, this might be worth looking at in depth because his landing spots looked pretty... Yeah, I took a note. His landing spots look really good. And he's got like a 4 seconds on me. So, and the kind of fucky thing about doing a mid-air chain is that you kind of get stuck in a dead zone here. Like Piston is a bit lower there. than typically you would be with a midair chain, so he's able to justify doing another midair here. But sometimes you land in kind of like a no man's zone, like right in front of the flags, so you're just like, well, I better just run, because doing another wind bomb would be slower. So having a more optimal path, or like more optimal landing spots going up to Shadana would be advantageous. Alright, this part of Xiao's run legitimately made me laugh, and I kind of want to go back and show it, because I don't know why he did it, but it's pretty funny. So we're BLSSing on the rock to the right of the torch. Okay. This is what Xiao did for some reason. Where are we? Shrine 101? No. It's strange. Okay. Here's what he did for some reason. Oh, wait, we're at Maws of Shano now. Shoot. I guess because you can get a quicker acceleration with this, but it just seems so bad. Watch. We're gonna use the barrel for some reason. Hello. That was the nap. And we get stuck, because that's too hard. Why, dude? Anyway. $156. Did I get any funds? No, Marcy did not input anything, unfortunately. Mostly because hard to steer and or step up onto. Xiao does the same step up position. This is an interesting setup. Dirty butt. Wait. Did you do... I see. That's smart. Did a forward ragdoll reset instead of a stationary one, which I think stationary ones are just bad in general. I don't think anyone should do a stationary ragdoll reset. I can't recommend them. It feels like a coin flip. Oh, we're stealing a boomerang from this guy. Alright. That's an interesting one. I never thought of that guy. And that costs... how much time? Not a ton of time. What is this spot? Oh. I wonder, not that this wind bomb is really worth reevaluating, because where you land is always random no matter where you aim. But that's interesting. I haven't seen that one. Back up midair. Shot gamma 137, 138. It's definitely not going to compete with that. 140. Kazutoki, 147. Nice shield jump, or shield slide. Efficient. Alright, apparently something silly happens here. Are we ready? Wait. Nothing. Okay. The fist pushed him into the Hinox's face, and we missed the throw. Sag. Now what? And we're just running through his legs. No one's doing the wind bomb. Alright. Alright. Goma, nothing there. Running through his legs was the thing you can't see. I thought it was funny that you tried to jump and he punched you into his own face and woke himself up. I thought that was the funny thing. Wonder how swimming compares to grabbing a cryo block and gliding. Alright, now we're gonna do the block, I assume. And it doesn't really look like there's anything much to it aside from just swing as hard as you can into it. I could be wrong about that though. Oh. Oh, you have to release. Yeah, he tried to release. You don't need to release. Okay, you can just swing. Yeah, because I don't think Xiao's breaks. As far as I know. Ah. You don't need a ton of force. Alright. Is a chest not heavy enough? Like if you accidentally break all the boxes, will a chest work? It may not be heavy enough. Chest won't work. Hey, we do something similar there. just 2 stasis hits on the box. Is there any large difference in time? I suppose it looks a lot quicker that you just swing it instead of smacking it. I don't know. It's so funny how many different Gihara metas there have been. I don't like stasis because you can stasis the wrong box or hit another box with the stasis box. Ah. That makes sense, actually. Because it is RNG on where they're going to place themselves. But it's really funny how many different metas there have been. Like, there's just casual, right? Then there's been, like, what I used to do a long time ago, which is do a stasis launch with the pebble way up the hill, down to it, and use like hitting Link as a way of slowing the pebble down enough and catching up with it without unloading. And then there's been like knock the snowball up the hill to get enough momentum and size to come down, throwing a snowball slightly up the hill and letting it come down and stasising it into it, tree surfing with a tree down to the door and using the tree to knock it down. Like, I've probably done like 10 different fucking Giharas, you know? Probably Hex. Yeah. It would be only interesting to us. Only. $140? 140 Ihara Rona 143. Okay. It's just cool how many different solutions there are. And none of them are really like, I wouldn't call any of them glitches either. Like they're all just kind of, they work, you know? Like, obviously, you're supposed to roll a snowball all the way down the hill, but it's cool they made it so customizable. Master cycle strat, yeah. We should do the entirety of this game and DLC just to do that. How many speedrunners take to turn it down? Yeah. It was really sad what Xiao did here. He dropped the BLSS because he wasn't quite sure where he was. Like, it was very, very foggy. And probably spent 25 seconds just gliding. Well, not that much. More like 10 or 15. But because, like, the bomb was there and didn't come back and cool down long enough, he just had to, like, slowly glide over to the opening. It was pretty sad. And we're at the end of the run, right? Alright, we have a 34-second warp. Plus 223. It's just under 3 minutes. So, same thing as what Xiao has gotten. Let's see if your movement is cleaner. I wanted to time this, but Xiao messed it up. And I had to like arbitrarily deduct 10 seconds. Alright, let's get it to storage right here. Suboptimal BLSS. Alright, we'll just time it just in case. Because my question isn't so much like how good could a BLSS be? It's what does it compare to wind bombing over the hill and getting a super launch? Because I think that my best path, or at least a decent path, is better than Xiao's BLSS over. And he also stops early, which it looks like you're going to stop early as well and scan an amiibo. Maybe. Yeah. (101) that looked similar to what I estimated Zhao's to be. 101. So maybe it could be a bit better with a better, faster BLSS. But I think that they end up being similar-ish. I don't remember what I timed mine to be. Nice game. Nice game. Alright, what do you do here? You don't do a... Oh, fun. Xiao does a step up on the, like, flaming platform that looks terrible. This looks better than that. But I have a 118 gold with wind bombs. But it seems like it's a time of day dependent super, unfortunately. Da-da-da. Oh, Zhao's wind bomb here was crazy. I actually want to show you. Like, I don't know how consistently he would get it, but it was actually crazy. You did see it? Okay. For everybody else, or anybody else. I think I'm in the right spot. Alright, so... he does a delayed detonation. And just like neumes right through the enemy platforms. And is at a decent height to also kind of undercut these weird like blocks of land right at the shrine. That's sick. Like, as far as wind bombs go, that was art. What's up, CJ? Art-j. How did we line up this time? I think you were more straight on this time in that one again. How you doing, CJ? You got strep throat. We're ruining that perfect angelic voice. Banned from going to work. Sorry to hear that, man. I hope you're keeping busy. Nice ice block. Da-da-da. 124, identical. Eating junior mints and watching DuckTales. That better be a euphemism for masturbating, or I'm gonna be really upset. Sorry, you're sick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little punch drunk after watching 7 hours of All Shrines runs. Who am I without my job? Oh no. You're CJ. That's who. Yes! Turn it up. Who's an adult and like able-bodied and their job isn't their life? Sedge. Why is that, CJ? No. Why the pegs? There's a edge right in front of you. That's a Teikage wind bomb. Alright, I'm interested in this. Are we doing, yes we are. 208, so Sheem goes, the cost of going this way is losing like 15 seconds versus Moglaton. Oh, I gotcha. I thought you meant there was something physically keeping you or lawfully prohibiting you from doing speed dock things or what have you. Oh no, a bad wind bomb. Fun fact on this wind bomb, super. You want to buffer here as you're starting to fall. It gets a bit sketchy because you won't clear the hill by much, but consistent lag will happen if you wait until after you start to fall a little bit. If you do it here at the top of the arc or just a little bit past it, it's not going to work. Fun fact. So just delay the buffering a bit. Okay. So shouldn't be anything super cray-cray here. Stupid rock wall. Landing there was kind of ballsy. Probably wasn't close, but it could have been. Oh, I can turn this back down. Sorry about that. Oh boy. That's always an awkward wind bomb. Oh, we're not even jumping against the wall. We're just oh, we're calling that good enough, I think. I think you attempted to. We're just saying, fuck it. That makes sense. Alright. So we're going this way to Ancient Arrows. And going from the pseudo all dungeons wind bomb spot. Looking up for a castle wind bomb. A gambler, I see. And going into the Moblin area. Do 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 do. And I gotta learn that wind bomb spot. Because I've seen it, but I've not done it. Okay. Aim at the window, kind of. That's cool. Alright. Do we skip at a wind blight? We do. With an ice arrow? Was that intentional? I'm gonna assume that nothing terrible happens in blights, but, you know. Let's see. Looks like it went to plan. Usually is a shock dart when you're down one. Okay. So I guess arrows don't travel at different speeds. I remember when we were trying to figure out Calamity, that, or not Calamity, Wind Blight skip that, or Spawn Snipe for that setup, that, it was kind of decided that normal arrow was best, or maybe it was just someone didn't understand something at the time, but it probably doesn't matter what arrow the type it is. How did you throw that so fast? That looked weird. It doesn't look like it usually looks. Do we mess up the stun lock? We messed the stun lock. Oh, we ran out of... No? Wait. Oh, he just started spinning too early. I see. Happens. And tried to do the mini lasers. Didn't work. We got the spear. And our attack up is still there, so not all is lost. I see. A 218 versus a 142. All right. Well, what did we learn today? I don't know. I don't know if I learned anything. I'll think about it, but I think that I learned some things. I don't know exactly what this is going to mean for me in running this category anytime soon. I don't know what route I would do, because there are weaknesses in both, and some that are just kind of trade-offs. Thanks, Apple. I think we're gonna end though, and maybe exercise or something. Anyway.